It's CSKA Moscow against the San Antonio Spurs. Preseason game number 1 for the Spurs. Moscow is 1-0 on the tour. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves on Monday night, 108-106. Ettore Messina from Italy is the head coach of CSKA Moscow. He's in his second stint with the club. He's been a coach over in Europe, a head coach since 1989. Jeremy Pargo starts at point from Gonzaga University in Spokane, Washington. 27-year-old 6'2 guard had 11 points and 6 assists against the Timberwolves. The 2 guard is Vladimir Mitsov, 10 points, 5 boards, and 2 blocks. Mitsov is from Serbia, 6'7", and he had those numbers against Minnesota on Monday evening. The small forward for CSKA Moscow is Vitaly Fridzon, 6'5", Russian. He's 28 years of age, had 13 points and 5 boards against Minnesota. The power forward is former NBA player Viktor Kryapa, 6'8", Russian, 31 years of age, 11 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists against Minnesota on Monday. And starting at center, former Kansas Jayhawk Sasha Khan. He went to high school in the States at Florida Air Academy. 6'11", 28 years of age, Sasha Khan starting at center for CSKA Moscow. For the Spurs, under 18th year head coach Greg Popovich, it's a familiar starting lineup. Tony Parker at the point, 6'2", 185, 13th year. Paris, France, averaged 20 points and 7.5 assists last year. Danny Green, 2 guard, 5th year, North Carolina, 10.5 points and 3 rebounds per game last season. Kawhi Leonard, the small forward, 6'7", 225. In his 3rd year from San Diego State, averaging 12 points, 6 boards, 1.5 assists, and 1.5 steals last year. Really came on in the playoffs. Tim Duncan is the power forward, 6'11", 255, 17th year from Wake Forest. All-NBA for a 14th time last year. 18 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, and 2.5 blocks per game. And starting at center, Thiago Splitter, 4th year from Blumenau, Brazil, 6'11", 240. And Splitter last year averaged 10 points and 6.5 rebounds per game. Marquee matchup, Tony Parker against Milos Teodosic. Teodosic comes off the bench to run the point. Keys to the game, keep the ball moving, be tough and physical, and don't take this team lightly. They are a good ball club with several former NBA players on this roster. Just about ready to go. Spurs in their home white with the black and silver trim, and CSKA Moscow in their visiting red with the white and blue trim. The officials this evening, rookie official Ben Taylor joins veteran officials Tony Brown and Ed Malloy. And we are ready to go as the preseason is underway at the AT&T Center. The tip is controlled by the Russians. With the ball, Viktor Kryapa hands it off to Jeremy Pargo, who played his college ball at Gonzaga. High on the right side, Friedzone. Top of the key, Kahn. Now to the left wing, it's Kryapa around a screen by Kahn into the paint. Kahn backing down on Splitter. His shot is good over Thiago Splitter. Sasha Kahn, part of a national championship team with the Kansas Jayhawks back in 08. Splitter at the top of the key, left wing Kawhi Leonard. A drive to the baseline all the way in, gets it off to the right wing Parker. To the corner, Leonard for 3. Kawhi now. Excellent ball move by the Spurs. Their first offensive possession. First 3 points of the game for the San Antonio Spurs belong to Kawhi Leonard. 3-2 Spurs just underway from the AT&T Center. At the top of the key with the basketball is Vladimir Mitsov. Feeding down low now to Pargo. Top of the key, Friedzone. He'll drive it inside. Little runner off the back of the rim. No good. Defensive rebound for Danny Green. Danny Green gets it ahead to Tony Parker. Parker around a Duncan screen, right of the key, pick and pop, 18-footer. That shot's good for Tim Duncan from Tony Parker, and it's 5-2 Spurs. 1 minute into the ball game. Jeremy Pargo has played for several NBA teams in his career. Now playing overseas, hands it off to Friedzone out front. High post Kahn, left wing Kryapa. Kryapa stops, fakes a jumper, now moves it inside to Kahn, who was fouled on his way in. And Sasha Kahn will shoot 2. The foul is on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first, and the first team foul. For every fast break the Spurs score this season, Break Check donates $20 to the Boys and Girls Club of San Antonio. This season, you too can help give a kid a break when you tell them to keep the change on your next oil change at Break Check, where every 4th oil change is free. At the free throw line, Sasha Kahn. His first free throw is up and good. As we mentioned, a member of the 08 National Championship team with the Kansas Jayhawks, a member of the Russian national team. 6 for 8 from the field the other night in the win over Minnesota. A game in which he scored 12 points and grabbed 9 rebounds. He gets both free throws, and the pass is tipped out of bounds by Michov as he was trying to knock it away from Kawhi Leonard and did, and almost put it right into our lap. And Leonard will get it in. Spurs 5, CSKA Moscow 4, with 10:39 to go in the opening quarter. They're just checking on the shot clock right now that shows 23. They'll probably run a couple of seconds off of that. So Mitsov is from Serbia. In fact, they've got several different Serbians on this ball club, including a guy who comes off the bench and plays very well for them, Teodosic. Deep right corner, Parker. Mid-post, it's Duncan. Back to the basket against Kriapa. Then he pulls him over. That's an offensive foul on Tim Duncan as he pivoted and faced up on Kriapa and got him with an elbow. And Victor Kriapa is okay. He gets up slowly, but he's all right. And Tim Duncan goes over to apologize to him. Turnover against the Spurs, the first personal foul on Duncan. 5-4 Spurs very early in this one. Left wing, Mitsov. Down low, Kong. Working against Duncan, a couple of dribbles. Hands it off to Pargo at the baseline against Parker. Left of the key, it's Kriapa. Cross court, right corner, open three, Mitsov. That shot is good for Mitsov. Vladimir Mitsov with a basket, and it's 7-5. CSKA Moscow with their second lead. Parker right wing, popping out Green at the top. Against Friedzone at the elbow, Parker drives it inside, tried to find Splitter, pass got deflected, Thiago picks it up at the baseline, 9 to shoot. Back out front, Green around a Duncan screen to the right wing. Now picked up on a switch by Kahn. Green will drive him all the way in lane. Danny Green, shot no good. Rebound grab by Victor Kriapa for CSKA Moscow. 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. 7-5 is the score. Moscow with the lead over San Antonio. Victor Kriapa, top of the key against Splitter. High post, Kahn. Holds there, hands off to Pargo, sets a screen for him. Pargo penetrates to the free throw line. Pull up 15-footer good for Jeremy Pargo, his first two. And it's a 9-5 lead for CSKA Moscow. 9:25 to go in the opening quarter. Parker left wing against Pargo. And now there's a whistle and an offensive foul away from the ball called on Danny Green. So that's the second turnover against the Spurs. First personal foul on Danny Green. Don't forget, opening night is 3 weeks away, Wednesday, October 30th. The matchup against the Grizzlies. Express News all-you-can-eat packages start at just $29. Go to Spurs.com for more information. At the top of the key, Victor Kriapa driving baseline now against Splitter. Off to the left wing, it is Friedzone. Top of the key, long two is way off the mark. An air ball put up by Victor Kriapa, and the ball will go back to the Spurs. Good closeout on Kriapa by Thiago Splitter. A 7-0 run right now for CSKA Moscow. They lead at 9-5, 3 minutes into the ballgame. High screen by Duncan. Parker goes right, and there's a whistle and a reach-in foul called on Jeremy Pargo. That's the first personal foul on Pargo, the former Gonzaga Bulldog, and the first team foul against CSKA Moscow. And with 17 on the shot clock, Leonard gets it into Parker, top of the key. Tony Parker holding there. Now lobbing mid-post to Duncan. Fakes a handoff to Green. Driving on Kriapa. A little runner in the lane with the left hand around the rim. And good for Tim Duncan. 4 points for Duncan. And it's 9-7. That stops that 7-0 run by CSKA Moscow. 2-point lead for the Russian team. Whistle, offensive foul away from the ball. Called against Sasha Khan, I believe. No, it's on Friedzone, I beg your pardon. Friedzone picks up his first personal foul. Turnover against the CSKA Moscow team is their first. Parker right wing looking for Duncan down low. Duncan got inside. Kriapa and slams it down. Kriapa went for the steal, and Duncan now has his third field goal, and it's 9-9. 8.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Angling left in the front court, Jeremy Pargo. Popping out to get it between the circles, Mitsov. Right wing Pargo, sideline right against Parker. Cross court through the hands of Mitsov and out of bounds. Second turnover against CSKA Moscow. We are tied at 9. 8:14 to go in the opening quarter. Each team now with 2 turnovers. Tony Parker will bring it up against Jeremy Pargo. Parker gets a high screen from Splitter. Rolls around that screen all the way in. Lay it up and good as he blew right past Sasha Khan. 11-9 is the score. Spurs by 2. First 2 points for Tony Parker. Spurs on a 6-0 run. A timeout for the head coach of CSKA Moscow, Ettore Messina. Timeout on the floor with 7:58 to go in the opening quarter. The preseason opener, your score. Spurs 11, CSKA Moscow 9. Opening game of the 7-game preseason schedule for the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs lead CSKA Moscow 11-9 with 7:58 to go in the opening quarter. Let's check in real quick with our man, Chris Gould.
First blood in the divisional game 5 tonight. The St. Louis Cardinals score on a David Freese 2-run homer, bottom of the second inning. St. Louis 2, Pittsburgh nothing. Bill?
Thank you, Chris. Inbounding the basketball for CSKA Moscow, Victor Kriapa, who's played with the Portland Trailblazers and Chicago Bulls. Meets off of the right wing against Leonard. Here's Pargo trying to penetrate against Parker, left of the key. Back out front, Kriapa, a couple of dribbles against Splitter, pulls up, no shot, 8 to shoot. Out to Mitsov, who takes a right side against Leonard. Goes cross court to Pargo. Only 3 on the shot clock. Pargo has to fire one up at the shot clock buzzer, and it's good. It's a long 2 for Jeremy Pargo at the end of the shot clock. We are tied at 11. 4 points for Pargo. 7.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Here's Parker on the right wing against Pargo inside the arc. Around a screen to the left wing. Leonard fakes a three. Pulls up from 20. That shot is short. Rebound grabbed by CSKA Moscow. It's Mitsov with the basketball. Mitsov gets it ahead to Pargo on the left wing. Pargo penetrates now to the right wing. Friedzone fakes the jumper. Drives baseline all the way in. Shot is good for Vitaly Friedzone as he's on the board. 13-11 is the score. 2-point lead for CSKA Moscow. Manu Ginobili getting ready to come in for the Spurs. Left wing Parker works the dribble against Pargo. Now works around a screen into the paint. Hard drive, finds Splitter inside. Little layup is off the mark, no good. Duncan with the offensive rebound gets it all the way back out front, but there's nobody there, and it will go into the backcourt, and that'll be a turnover against the Spurs. It'll be their third turnover of the ball game, and coming in for the first time, Manu Ginobili. Now in his 12th year, 6'6", 205 from Bahia Blanca, Argentina. He averaged 12 points, 4.5 assists, and 3.5 rebounds last year. And Manu Ginobili now checks the ball game for Danny Green. Teodosic is now checked in for the first time for CSKA Moscow, as has Sonny Weems. More on those players in a moment. Pargo right side. Top of the key, Teodosic around a screen by Kriapa. A little pick and pop, and Victor Kriapa knocks it down from 18 feet. And the score is 15-11, so Teodosic comes in, immediately gets an assist. He had 9 assists the other night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. At the top, Duncan, left wing Ginobili. Behind the back pass to Duncan, top of the key, driving on Kriapa, all the way in, draws contact and a foul. And Tim Duncan will shoot two. Tony Brown with the call, and the foul is going to be on Sasha Khan, I believe. That is on Khan, his first, and that is team foul number 2 against CSKA Moscow. And Nenad Kristic will be checking in here momentarily. Former New Jersey Net and Oklahoma City Thunder player. Boris Diaw coming in for the Spurs. As Diaw says hi to Kristic on his way in. Duncan hits the free throw. 7 points for Duncan. Kriapa is out, and Nenad Kristic checks in for the first time. Kristic is a 7-footer from Serbia, 30 years of age. Had 13 points and 7 boards and 2 assists in their victory in overtime over the Minnesota Timberwolves the other night. Boris Diaw from Bordeaux, France, 11th year, 6 points and 3.5 boards last year. 8 points now for Duncan as he knocks down both free throws. And it's 15-13, CSKA Moscow with a 2-point lead over the Spurs. Pargo against Parker out front. The top of the key, Kristic guarded by Duncan. Hands to Teodosic. Milos Teodosic had a great night against Minnesota the other night with 26 points. Starts to drive on the right side. Knocked away by Ginobili. Picked up by Leonard. Clear sailing. Kawhi Leonard all the way in. Two-hand slam. That was set up by the deflection by Ginobili. Kawhi Leonard's got 5, and the Spurs have tied it up at 15. 5:50 to go in the opening quarter. Left-hand dribble across the line. Pargo. Sideline left Teodosic. Down low, it is Sasha Khan. Working against Diaw, backing him down with the right-hand dribble in the paint. Pass comes out to Teodosic on the right wing. It is Weems penetrating baseline right. Kristic, his open jumper is good from 17 feet out. Nenad Kristic with his first 2, and it's a 17-15 lead for CSKA Moscow. Top of the key, Duncan. Left wing, Ginobili. Out to Parker, driving all the way in, and he finds Manu out front, and Ginobili leans inside, trying to get a pass off to Parker, deflected. Tony's got it sideline right, holding foul on Pargo. A little too aggressive. That's his second personal foul. And Marco Bellinelli will be checking in for the first time for the Spurs. Marco Bellinelli is a veteran who is originally from Bologna, Italy, and he's been around for a while. In his 7th year, 6'5", 195, 9.5 points, 2 boards, 2 assists last year for Chicago. Aaron Jackson from Duquesne University has checked in. And also Himes has checked in the ballgame. Parker on a drive got fouled, I believe, by Jackson. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Corey Joseph getting ready to come in as well. That foul is on Aaron Jackson. Jackson is an American, 6'3", 27-year-old guard from Duquesne in Pittsburgh. He had 2 points, 2 boards, and 1 assist in their win over Minnesota the other night. Kyle Hines is also checked in, an American from UNC Greensboro, 27 years of age, 6'6", small forward, 10 points, 4 boards, and 2 assists against the Timberwolves. Tony Parker's first free throw is good. And the score is now CSKA 17, San Antonio 16, with 5:15 to go in the opening quarter. Both free throws are good for Tony Parker. And Parker now has 1 field goal and 2 free throws, so he's got 4 points. Aaron Jackson hands to Teodosic, chased by Ginobili on the left wing. Down low to Kristic, knocked away by Duncan out of bounds. It'll be CSKA ball with 11 on the shot clock. Corey Joseph comes in for Tony Parker. So Joseph is the first point guard off the bench for the Spurs, 3rd-year player from Toronto, Canada, and the University of Texas. Corey Joseph now in the ball game for the Spurs. playing the point guard spot. Kristic gets it in out front. Now they work it off to the right side. It is Sonny Weems, guarded by Bellinelli, works to the corner. Picks up his dribble with 4 to shoot. Back out front. Now they're working right of the key. Jackson off to Teodosic. Long 3 in and out. No good. Duncan with the defensive rebound. Quick outlet to Joseph. Corey Joseph against the backpedaling Aaron Jackson at the free throw line. Backs up. Waits for his teammates. Top of the key. Duncan against the Kristic. Pull up 17-footer short. Rebound grab by CSKA Moscow. Kyle Hines grabs the defensive rebound for Moscow, and now taking it side left wing now is Teodosic. Off to the right side, baseline jumper in and out, no good. Hines with the offensive rebound. His follow was rejected by Duncan, but he got it back out front. And with the basketball, it's Teodosic. In the paint, Kristic, turnaround 12-footer short. Rebound grab by Boris Diaw. Here comes Manu Ginobili. We are tied at 17. Ginobili left-hand dribble drive. Off to Duncan, open from 18. Doesn't take the shot, drives inside instead. Throws up a runner. That one is way off the mark, and the rebound grabbed by CSKA Moscow's Kyle Hines. Hines gets it off to the right side. Jackson guarded tightly by Joseph. Bumping foul. Corey Joseph. And that's the second team foul against San Antonio. First personal foul on Joseph. Duncan is out and Splitter is back in. So the 5 on the floor right now for the Spurs. Corey Joseph at the point. Manu Ginobili at the 2 guard. Marco Bonelli is playing the small forward spot right now with Diaw and Splitter up front. Kristic gets it in with 16 to shoot. Left of the key, Jackson. Works a couple of dribbles against Corey Joseph. Now works it back out front at the jump circle. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Aaron Jackson and CSKA Moscow. Around a screen by Kristic. Chased by Joseph. Pick and pop with Kristic. 20-footer around the rim, no good. Rebound, Marco Bellinelli. Bellinelli, long lead pass to Splitter underneath. Thiago fakes, puts up a shot, got blocked from behind by Hines. And now Hines has it for CSKA Moscow. That was a great outlet pass by Marco Bellinelli, but Splitter couldn't finish. On the right wing with the basketball now, Sonny Weems, former Denver Nugget. Dribble handoff, Teodosic on the left wing, working around a screen by Hines. Pull-up jumper off the mark. Rebound grab by Diaw. Looking ahead to Joseph. Joseph on the right side against Jackson. Left-hand dribble right side. Corey Joseph spins away from Jackson, leans in. No shot, good help defense by Hines. Down low, Splitter against Kristic, 10 to shoot. Thiago backs his way into the paint. Little left-hand baby hook is off the rim, no good. Rebound grab by Kristic with 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. We are tied at 17. Sonny Weems for CSKA Moscow. Sideline left against Bellinelli. Drives him to the baseline, then drops it off for Kristic high post. Top of the key, Hines holding there against Diaw. Hands to Milos Teodosic. Bounce pass right side, Kristic. Right corner, driving all the way in. Jackson feeds it off inside. Shot is good, and a foul. The shot is good by Hines, and I believe Ginobili is guilty of the foul. He is. So Manu Ginobili picks up his first personal foul, and Hines will go to the free throw line when we come back. There's a timeout on the floor with 2:44 to go in the opening quarter of Game 1 of the 7-game preseason schedule for the Spurs. Your score, CSKA Moscow 19, Spurs 7. Spurs have missed 6 of the last 7 shots, and now they trail CSKA Moscow 19-17 with 2:44 to go in the opening quarter. Bill Schoening back with you from the AT&T Center. This is the season lid lifter for the preseason for the Spurs. Second game for CSKA Moscow. It's a 2-game American tour for Moscow. They defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 108-106 in their first game of the tour on Monday night. Let's get a quick update from our man at Spurs Radio Net Center. That's Chris Dool.
We're right now at the top of the 3rd inning. St. Louis Cardinals still leading the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-0. Bill?
That Stats brought to you by AT&T. The Spurs are shooting 43% from the field. And right now, Moscow is at 50%, 8 of 16. The Spurs are 6 of 14. At the free throw line, Kyle Hines, after he drew the foul from Manu Ginobili. And Hines at the free throw line. He's got 2 points and 5 boards. And goes to the line, and he nails the free throw. And it's a 3-point lead for CSKA Moscow. Corey Joseph now runs the point for the Spurs. On the floor with Diaw, Ginobili, Splitter, and Bellinelli. So a very international group out there right now for the Spurs. There are no Americans. Top of the key, Ginobili fakes the jumper, steps back, leans in, no shot. Down low to Splitter in traffic. He finds Diaw inside. Baby hook is good for Boris Diaw over Milos Teodosic. First points for Diaw. So you got a Brazilian, an Argentinian, a Canadian, an Italian, and a Frenchman on the floor right now for the Spurs. Which is the international team? There's more Americans on the Moscow team. Here's a dribble handoff out front, and a foul is called against Teodosic. So Milos Teodosic picks up the personal foul. That's a turnover against Moscow, and that is their 4th turnover. 20-19 is the score. 1-point lead for CSKA with 2:10 to go in the opening quarter. Stations, we owe you an ID. We'll get to it next stoppage. At the top of the key, Manu Ginobili guarded by Milos Teodosic. Left of the lane, it is Joseph on a drive, and he got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. I think Sonny Weems got him. Let's see. No, it's going to be Kyle Hines with a foul. So Hines picks up the personal foul. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification, this is the San Antonio Spurs Radio Network.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Free throw for Corey Joseph is good, and he'll have one more. I just think this is pretty ironic. The Spurs are playing an international team. There are 3 Americans on the floor for CSKA Moscow and no Americans on the floor for the Spurs right now. Both free throws are good for Corey Joseph, and it's 21-20. The Spurs have regained the lead. Just under 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Aaron Jackson across the line. High post, Kristich, hands to Teodosic. Backing up his dribble against Ginobili. Left wing, Sonny Weems, guarded by Bellinelli. Backs up his dribble. Now holds, goes high post to Hines. Backdoor cut, Weems, and a slam dunk as he got around Marco Bellinelli. And that gets the CSKA Moscow players off their feet on the bench. Here's Joseph out front. Moscow's regained the lead, 22-21. Minute and a half to go opening quarter. Left wing, Ginobili will fire a 3. And that's a Manu Trace over Milos Teodosic. Manu Ginobili is on the board. It's 24-22 Spurs. 1:18 to go in the opening quarter. Aaron Jackson left of the key against Joseph. Around a screen by Hines. Still works a few dribbles. Corey, good defender. Still on Jackson. Now back out front, Teodosic. Taking the left side against Ginobili. 8 to shoot. Driving Teodosic into the paint against Ginobili. Tries a shot, and it's good. Wow. Milos Teodosic with an acrobatic shot over Ginobili. And we are tied at 24. First 2 for Teodosic. Here's Joseph pulling up mid-range right of the key. Too strong. Rebound Aaron Jackson for CSKA Moscow. Inside a minute to go in the opening quarter. We are tied at 24. Jackson taking it right side of the baseline. Back out front now to Kristich. Hands to Jackson, sideline right. Between the circles, Teodosic around a screen. Pull-up jumper is good from about 19 feet out for Milos Teodosic. Back-to-back baskets for him. And it's 26-24. 2-point lead for CSKA Moscow. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Baseline left, Bellinelli fakes the jumper there. Back out to the wing. Ginobili with 2 to shoot, fires. And that's a Manu Trace. 6 points for Manu Ginobili. That one from Marco Bellinelli. 27-26 Spurs. Only a fraction of a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Out front with the basketball, Milos Teodosic. He'll get a screen from Kristich. Taking the left side, Ginobili stays with him. Now he tries another pick on the right wing. Goes cross court to the left wing. Weems fires a 3, no good. Rebound splitter with 1 second to go. Thiago throws one up from his own free throw line. It's over the backboard, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. The Spurs with 1-point lead at the end of 1. At the end of the first quarter, your score, San Antonio 27, CSKA Moscow 26. Welcome back to the AT&T Center. The Spurs hit 3 of their last 4 shots. Couple of threes by Manu Ginobili down the stretch of the first quarter. And at the end of 1, the Spurs trail 27-26. Actually, they lead. The score here indicates that it's the other way around. So a mistake by the official scorer here. So we'll get that situated. It is 27-26. Spurs by 1, and we'll give you some more details here in just a moment. Let's get an update right now. It is the opening game of the preseason, Chris Toole, so they're still working out the kinks on their statistics here.
What I love about this time of the season, Bill, you got football, you got baseball playoffs, you got basketball now, and we got hockey at the end of the first period. Chicago Blackhawks and St. Louis Blues are tied at 1. Bill?
Okay, thanks very much. It's only because athletic trainer Will Sevening is a huge Chicago Blackhawks fan that I asked for that score. So
right now they're doing okay. It's all tied up.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that a great deal. Again, a couple of threes by Manu Ginobili late in the first quarter. This reminder, the 2013-2014 Spurs season is presented by HEB. Marco Bellinelli, Manu Ginobili, Thiago Splitter, Corey Joseph, and Boris Diaw are the 5 on the floor. And Who's on the Floor is brought to you by San Antonio Credit Union, the official credit union of the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs 27, CSKA Moscow 26. Second quarter underway. Corey Joseph brings it up. High post. Boris Diaw. Hands to Ginobili straight away. Fakes a 3. Give and go with Diaw. Now Diaw will take it himself. He'll take it in the paint against Kyle Hines. Posting him up. Spinning inside. Little baby hook around the rim and good for Boris Diaw. 4 points for Diaw, and the Spurs lead by 3, 29-26. Just underway second quarter. Out front, Aaron Jackson guarded by Corey Joseph. Hines had come over to set a screen. Now he'll drive down low, and it looks like Jackson will work around a Kristich screen. Penetrating, pick and pop. Kristich fakes the jumper from 15. Now he's going to try to post up Joseph. Left wing Sonny Weems knocked away and out of bounds by Ginobili with 2.4 on the shot clock for CSKA Moscow. 11:19 to go in the first half. We are just underway in the second quarter. Inbounds pass will come to the baseline. Only 2.4 the shot clock. Inbounds pass is knocked away and out of bounds by Ginobili. They kept running the clock, so they'll have to reset that. Tony Brown, the official, comes over to tell the timekeeper exactly how much time he wants on the shot clock. 11:17 on the game clock. We are in the second quarter. Right now it shows 1/10 of a second, but they're going to give CSKA Moscow a little bit more time to try to execute this inbounds pass. It was 2.4. Now it's going to be 2.1. So it will be Nitsov trying to get the ball in bounds from the baseline. And now a 20-second timeout is taken here by the head coach of CSKA Moscow, Ettore Messina. And they'll talk things over with 2.1 on the shot clock, 11:19 to go in the opening half. We are early in the second quarter. Hey, you can win tickets and the opportunity to high-five the Spurs players as they run onto the court. Register at Spurs.com. It's the Sprite Fan Tunnel. All right, we can give you some of those numbers now for the first quarter. 10 of 19 from the field for the Spurs, 53%. They hit all three of their threes, including one by Kawhi Leonard and two by Manu Ginobili. Spurs also 6 for 6 from the free throw line. CSKA Moscow shot 55%, 11 for 20. They were 1 of 3 beyond the arc and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Leading scorers, Tim Duncan's got 6. Also Manu Ginobili with 6 and 5 for Kawhi Leonard. And for CSKA Moscow, 4 each for Teodosic and also for Pargo. 2.1 on the shot clock for CSKA Moscow. From the baseline, Mitsov gets it out to Weems. Contested three is no good, and they will wave off the tip-in because the shot clock had expired, and that'll be a turnover against CSKA Moscow. Their fifth. The ball goes back to the Spurs. 29-26 with 11:16 to go in the opening quarter. Or opening half, we should say. Joseph of the right wing to the top splitter. Sideline left, Bellinelli. Between the circles, Ginobili. High post, Diaw. Diaw whips a pass inside. Ginobili lays it up and in. A beautiful feed by Boris Diaw. Manu's got 8, and the Spurs lead by 5, their largest lead, 31-26. Inside 11 minutes to go now in the second quarter. Kyle Hines has it out front for CSKA Moscow. He hands to Mitsov. On the right wing, Jackson. Trying to drive on Joseph. Now picked up on a switch by Bellinelli with 3 to shoot. Spinning inside. Puts up a runner off the glass. No good. Offensive rebound, Kristich. His follow is no good. They fight for the rebound inside. And finally, Thiago Splitter clears. Ahead to Joseph. Front court left, Bellinelli. Bellinelli works a few dribbles on the left wing against Mitsov. Low post, Diaw. Hands it back to Bellinelli. Give and go. Ball got knocked away. Steal by Mitsov. Mitsov leads a fast break, and he finds Weems inside for a layup. Sonny Weems from Mitsov. Here's Ginobili running a fast break the other way. Splitter will lay it up, and that's a goaltending call against Kyle Hines. Give the basket to Thiago Splitter. The assist to Manu Ginobili, the South American connection that time. Argentina to Brazil. First 2 points for Thiago Splitter, and it's 33-28. 5-point lead Spurs. 10-10 to go in the second quarter. Into the front court, Jackson. Working against Joseph. Dribble handoff, Mitsov. Outside the arc against Bellinelli. Top of the key, Hines. Left wing, Kristich against Splitter. Out front now to Weems. Turns the corner right. Cut off by Bellinelli. Top of the key, jumper by Kristich is good. A 20-footer by Nednat Kristich. He's got 4, and it's a 33-30 lead for the Spurs. Splitter sets a screen for Ginobili on the pick and roll. Goes cross court now to Diaw. Down low, Splitter finds Diaw cutting inside. Laid up and good. Nice feed by Thiago Splitter. And the basket for Boris Diaw, who has 6. It's a 5-point lead for the Spurs. 9.5 minutes to go second quarter. High dribble on the left side, Jackson. Dribble handoff, Weems. Off to the right side, Kristich. Top of the key, Mitsov. Mitsov with a couple of dribbles against Diaw. Bounce pass, left wing, Jackson. Against Joseph, 6 to shoot. He'll start the drive. Penetrates off to Kristich. Open 17-footer. In and out, no good. Joseph with the rebound. Spurs have numbers the other way. Corey Joseph quickly into the front court. Working against Jackson. Gets it off to Ginobili. Manu lobs it inside for Splitter. Thiago underneath. Reverse layup, no good. Thought he was fouled, no call. And now the rebound is grabbed by CSKA Moscow. Sonny Weems has it. Weems into the front court. Taking it right side, stops and pops a 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Splitter. And Thiago tries to get it ahead to Ginobili and does. Manu in the front court. Left side. Gets a screen from Diaw. Back to Boris in the pick and pop. A left wing 3. In and out, no good. Rebound grabbed by CSKA Moscow's Aaron Jackson. Jackson brings it up with 8:40 remaining in the second quarter. Spurs by 5, 35-30. Out front, Kyle Hines. Right wing, Kristic. Out to the top now, bumping foul called on Marco Bellinelli. Bellinelli picks up the personal foul. That is his first, and we've got a timeout. 8:31 to go in the second quarter, your score. Spurs 35, CSKA Moscow 30. Welcome back to the AT&T Center. 8:31 to go second quarter. Spurs 35, CSKA Moscow 30. Manu Ginobili off to a good start. 3 for 3 from the field, 2 of 2 beyond the arc. 8 points and an assist for the veteran from Argentina now in his 12th year. Let's check in with Chris Gould.
Bottom of the fourth inning now at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. St. Louis Cardinals leading the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-0 in this deciding Game 5 of the National League Divisional Series. It was a David Freese 2-run home run, but the Cardinals want more. Right now, bottom of the fourth, runners on second and third, 1 out. Bill?
The Farm Report is brought to you by the fine folks at Frost Bank. Frost Banking, Investments, Insurance. And we talk about the Farm Report and talk about the Farm Club for the San Antonio Spurs, the Austin Toros. The Toros have open tryouts scheduled for October 19th in San Antonio and also in Austin. They're looking for talented players that can help the team, not necessarily a position, according to head coach Ken McDonald. You can go to the Spurs.com website for more information about the Austin Toros and those open tryouts. Victor Kriapa back in the ballgame now for CSKA Moscow. He's got it out front against Corey Joseph. Spurs throwing a little zone right now at CSKA Moscow. It's a 2-3 zone. First time we've seen the Spurs play some zone here in this ballgame. Here's a 3 over the zone by Pargo that's short, and the rebound grabbed by Marco Bellinelli. Bellinelli, good ball handler, quickly up the floor from Bologna, Italy, in his 7th year in the NBA, first year with the Spurs. Here's Diaw posting up on Kriapa on the block, takes him into the paint with a right-hand dribble, turnaround 12-footer. Good, nice move there by Boris Diaw, coming off that Euro Cup championship for the French national team. He's off to a good start. Boris has 8 points in this game. 37-30, Spurs by 7, their largest lead. Out front, Mitsov. Out to Pargo. Left wing, Weems. Down to the baseline, Sasha Khan. Back out front, down to Pargo. Driving on Joseph into the paint. Baseline right, Kriapa. Long 2, good. Victor Kriapa. So Kriapa knocks it down, and it's a 5-point lead now for the Spurs at 37-32. 4 points for Victor Kriapa. Low post, Duncan. Against Sasha Khan. Back him down, left-hand dribble. Pivots off the glass. Shot is good for Tim Duncan. First double-figure scorer in the ballgame is Tim Duncan. He's got 10, and the Spurs lead by 7, matching their largest lead, 39-32. Matt Bonner getting ready to come in for the Spurs. Out front with the basketball, Weems. Outside the arc on the left side, it is Pargo. Down low now with the basketball, it is Khan. Turnaround jumper is around the rim and good by Mitsov as he was posting up on Danny Green. Mitsov with the basket. 39-34 is the score. 5-point lead for the Spurs. Inside 7 minutes to go second quarter. Pass to Bellinelli got deflected out of bounds from Tim Duncan. And now Matt Bonner will come in for the first time. Spurs have 14 on the shot clock. Bonner is in for Boris Diaw, who played very well during his shift. No question about that. Diaw with 8 points. Bonner, the veteran from the University of Florida, 6'10", 235. Bellinelli will get it in with 14 to shoot. Deep left corner, Corey Joseph. High post Duncan. Fakes a handoff back to Joseph. Now will drive it inside on Khan. Stumbled, lost his footing, and lost the basketball. Got it back. Now to Bonner, 15-footer, good. An unlikely assist for Tim Duncan, who almost committed the turnover. Give him an assist to give Matt Bonner his first 2 points. The Spurs lead by 7, 41-34. Jeremy Pargo across the line. High on the right side, Kriapa. Between the circles with the basketball, it is Sonny Weems. Left wing, Pargo whistle away from the ball, and a holding foul is called against Duncan. Tim Duncan picks up the personal foul. Tony Parker back in for Corey Joseph. Second personal foul on Duncan, and team foul number 2 against the Spurs with 6:24 to go here in the second quarter. Kriapa will get it in. Down low, it is Pargo trying to post up on Parker. Out to the wing, Kriapa fakes a jumper and then took an extra step trying to get away from Matt Bonner. Turnover called against Victor Kriapa. And that's the 6th turnover against CSKA Moscow. Spurs 41, CSKA 34 with 6.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Parker, high post now to Duncan. Tim holds there against Sasha Khan. The corner, Parker dribbles out to the wing, now to the elbow, still working the dribble, gets a Duncan screen to the baseline. Back to Tim, fakes the pick and pop. Off to Bellinelli, long 3, angle left is good. Bellissimo, Marco Bellinelli with his first 3-pointer as a member of the San Antonio Spurs And the Spurs have their largest lead, 10. It is 44-34. Halfway through the second quarter. Out front, Mitsov. Left wing, outside the arc with the basketball, Pargo. Inside the post, little left-hand baby hook by Sasha Khan. Shot is good, and the foul. And the foul's on Tim Duncan. Duncan has picked up his third personal foul. And they will be at the free throw line, CSKA Moscow. Sasha Khan will be at the line when we come back. 5:41 to go in the second quarter, your score. San Antonio 44, CSKA Moscow 30. 5:41 remaining in the opening half. Spurs 44, CSKA Moscow 36. Fast Stats brought to you by AT&T. Spurs are shooting 61% from the field, 4 of 5 beyond the arc, and 6 of 6 from the line. CSKA Moscow 53% from the field. Spurs lead 13-7 in points off turnovers as the CSKA Moscow team has turned the ball over 6 times here in the opening half. Let's get a quick update from our man, Chris Duell at Spurs Radio Net Center.
Little radio history, Bill. First time that I will update you with a New Orleans Pelicans score. 19.9 to go in the game. Pelicans 93, Orlando Magic 91. Bill?
Thank you very much. We expect more Pelican updates throughout the course of the evening. Free throw for Sasha Khan is good. He completes a three-point play, and it's 44-37. 7 points for the former Kansas center. That's the University of Kansas. Parker on the right wing. Popping out Marco Bellinelli. Guarded by Mitsov. Bounce pass to Parker. Got knocked away, but he got it back with 10 to shoot. Out front, Tony Parker screened by Duncan. Parker penetrating in the lane. Back to Duncan. Makes a 20-footer. Driving on Khan. Off-balance runner. Off the glass. No good. Rebound Victor Kriapa for CSKA Moscow. Pargo front court right. Picked up by Bellinelli. Working a left-hand dribble on the right side. Jeremy Pargo. Hands it off now to Kriapa. And there's a whistle, and a moving screen is called against CSKA Moscow. Sasha Khan is the guilty party. That's the 7th turnover of the ball game against CSKA Moscow. First personal foul on Sasha Khan. 44-37, Spurs by 7, approaching 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Parker, Bonner, Green, Duncan, and Bellinelli on the floor right now for San Antonio. Parker back out front to Green between the circles. Danny Green with one dribble. Right wing Parker on a screen by Bonner. Penetrating, cut off by Kriapa, 10 to shoot. 1-on-1, they open up the floor. Parker against Kriapa. Tony driving, spinning, got tripped up, and a foul on Victor Kriapa. I believe he was in the act of shooting. Kriapa picks up the personal foul, and they're not going to give him the shot. They're going to say ball out of bounds. The rookie official, Ben Taylor, giving the ball to the Spurs out of bounds. So that's the first personal foul, and team foul number 1 against CSKA Moscow. Danny Green will get it in. And before Green can get the ball in bounds, it's a delay of game call against CSKA Moscow as 2 players, Hines and Teodosic, check in late. So that's one of those things about international rules, a little different than the NBA rules, as these guys were a little late checking in. Parker out front. Off to Bellinelli, knocked away by Mitsov, but picked up by Parker out front, 8 to shoot. Screen by Bonner for Parker, take the left side, he finds Bonner, straightaway 3. A little too strong. And the rebound is tipped and grabbed by CSKA Moscow, as it is Mitsov with the basketball. Head to Pargo, left side against Parker, gets a screen from Hines, out front to Kriapa. Victor Kriapa with a loose dribble. And then off to Pargo, 12 to shoot. Pargo gets a screen from Kriapa, then goes cross court, right corner Mitsov. Driving into the paint, and a whistle. And what do we got here? It's a turnover against the CSKA Moscow team. A 3-second violation is called against Kyle Hines. Ginobili in, Bellinelli out. Aaron Baines is going to check in for the first time for the Spurs as Duncan, with 3 personal fouls, comes out. Second year from Washington State, a native of Australia, Aaron Baines, 6'10", 260. Averaged 2.5 points and 2 boards in limited duty last year for the Spurs. Played in 16 games, had 9 minutes per game in those 16 contests. Parker inside to Baines. Underneath, little baby hook is good for bangers. Aaron Baines gets in the ball game and scores about 10 seconds after he checks in. And it's 46-37. Spurs by 9. Inside 4 minutes, second quarter. Mitsov driving on Ginobili. Hands it back out front down to Pargo. He's played by Parker. Screened by Hines. Pargo, right wing, faking along to Kriapa. Kriapa step back, 16-footer. Good. Over Matt Bonner. Victor Kriapa with the basket. 46-39. Spurs by 7. 6 points for Victor Kriapa. Left wing Parker, free throw line extended. Gets a screen from Baines. Works around that screen out to Bonner. Angle right 3. A little too strong. Deep rebound controlled by CSKA Moscow. Mitsov has it. He'll take it right side against Ginobili. Cross court to Teodosic. Milos Teodosic against Danny Green. Taking the left side, pocket pass. Inside pass now knocked away as Kriapa tried to get it into Mitsov, and it was knocked out of bounds by Ginobili. Kristic now checks the ball game for Hines. So Nenad Kristic back in along with Kriapa, Teodosic, Pargo, and Mitsov on the floor right now for CSKA Moscow. 3:17 to go in the second quarter. Spurs lead it by 7. Baseline left, Teodosic. Out to Kriapa, high post, driving on Bonner. Stops in the paint, off to the right side, Pargo. Pargo, step back, 19-footer good. Jeremy Pargo with the basket. And it's 46-41, Spurs by 5 with 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Matt Bonner out front against Victor Kriapa. Hands it off to Danny Green. Danny's been kind of quiet in this game. High post to Baines. Faces up on Kristic. Hands to Parker right of the key. 8 to shoot. Parker penetrating. Puts up a contested shot. No good. Rebound tipped by Baines, but grabbed by CSKA Moscow. And with the basketball, it's Teodosic. Out to Kriapa at the top. Bounce pass high post. Kristic spins inside on Bonner, and a whistle and a foul is called on Matt Bonner. Didn't like the call by Tony Brown, but Bonner picks up his first. And for the Spurs, that is team foul number 4. We've got a timeout with 2:38 to go in the second quarter. Your score: Spurs 46, CSKA Moscow 41. Welcome back to the AT&T Center. Preseason game number 1 between the Spurs and CSKA Moscow. Bill Schoening with you. Glad you're with us this evening. 2:38 to go in the second quarter, and your score: Spurs 46, CSKA Moscow 41. First half hustle stats brought to you by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. Hustle stats, CSKA Moscow actually leads in that department 18-14. They've out-rebounded the Spurs in this ballgame 16-12. 1 steal, 1 block for CSKA Moscow. 1 steal, 1 block for the Spurs. That block belongs to Tim Duncan. The steal belongs to Manu Ginobili. Let's check in with Chris Duell at Spurs Radio Net Center.
We've got our first NBA final of tonight's preseason in the NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves go into Toronto and get the win tonight. T-Wolves 101, Toronto 89. Kevin Love, 20 points and 9 rebounds. Bill?
Thank you very much. We appreciate the update, Chris. At the free throw line, Nenad Kristic, the Serbian who is 30 years of age, played for 3 different NBA teams, including the Boston Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder, and New Jersey Nets. Hits the first of 2 free throws. On the floor right now for the Spurs, Matt Bonner, Kawhi Leonard, Aaron Baines, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker. 1 more free throw for Kristic, and this one is good. He's got 6 points on the evening, and it's 47-42. Into the front court, Tony Parker with the basket. He's got the basketball on the left wing, looking down low for Leonard, trying to post up on Mitsov. Leonard faces up on Mitsov. Couple of dribbles into the paint. Stops and pops a jumper, and it's short. Rebound grab by Victor Kriapa. Correction on the score. It's now 43. 49-43, is that the right score? Man, they've been having all kinds of problems with their official stats here this evening. And the scoreboard. Leonard falls, trying to chase Mitsov. Left to the key. Tied up now is Teodosic by Ginobili. A jump ball with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Let's correct the score, folks. It is 46-43. With 2:03 to go in the second quarter. 3-point lead for San Antonio. Ginobili and Teodosic will jump it up at the free throw line with 8 on the shot clock for CSKA Moscow. If Moscow controls the tip, they've got 8 seconds. If the Spurs control the tip, it's a turnover against CSKA Moscow. They've already turned the ball over 8 times in this game. Ed Malloy throws it up between Ginobili and Teodosic, and it's controlled by Manu as Matt Bonner comes up with it. Here's Tony Parker on the left side. Works the dribble straight away. Bonner against Kriapa. Right wing Leonard. Down low, Aaron Baines. Back to the basket. Backing down on Kristic. The little baby hook by Baines is off the mark. Offensive rebound, Ginobili. Manu spins back inside, gets a pass out to Parker, and he'll reset with 18 on the shot clock. Good offensive rebound by Ginobili. Here's Parker on a drive against Teodosic all the way in. Shots knocked away. Offensive rebound. Baines misses the follow. Kriapa with the rebound. Outlet pass intercepted by Matt Bonner. Front court left, Ginobili. Manu finds Parker. Deep left corner 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound grabbed by Teodosic for CSKA Moscow. Teodosic races up the floor off the Pargo. Bounce pass right corner, Kriapa. Cross court left wing, Teodosic. A 3 is on the way and good for Milos Teodosic. And we are tied at 46. This is a nice little run right here by CSKA Moscow. Ginobili in the front court with the left-hand dribble. It's a 12-2 run for CSKA Moscow. Ginobili at the jump circle out near midcourt against Teodosic. Screen by Bonner. Pick and pop. Bonner fakes an angle right 3. Now we'll drive it inside. A little short one-hander is short. Rebound grabbed by CSKA Moscow. It is Jeremy Pargo with it. Pargo brings it up himself. Inside a minute to go, second quarter. A 12-2 run for CSKA Moscow has tied this game at 46. with a dribble out front with a right-hand dribble. It is Mitsov down to the baseline. Kriapa, mid-range jumper short. Rebound grab by Ginobili. Here comes Manu in the front court with 30 seconds to go. Stops and pops a left wing three. That is no good, but it's a foul on Pargo, and 3 free throws are coming up for Manu Ginobili. The foul on Jeremy Pargo is his third. That's the first in the last 2 minutes against CSKA Moscow, but 3 free throws coming up here for Manu Ginobili as he'll try to stop this 12-2 run with 3 free throws here. Hey, this reminder, you can bring in any old Spurs game ticket or season ticket holder card for $10 off your next oil change at Express Lube. 25 San Antonio area locations for your convenience. Find a location nearest you. Check out expresslube.com. First of 3 free throws for Ginobili is good, and he now joins Tim Duncan in double figures as he hits his first 2. He's got 10 points. Pargo with 3 personal fouls checks out of the game, and Sonny Weems is back in for CSKA Moscow with just 31.7 seconds remaining in the quarter. All 3 free throws good for Ginobili, and it's 49-46. Spurs by 3, and again those 3 free throws stopping the 12-2 CSKA Moscow run. On the right wing with the basketball is Mitsov. Out between the circles, Teodosic around a Kristic screen. Penetrating all the way in the paint, Kriapa. Pass went off the backboard, then off the back of Baines and out of bounds. Off the bottom of the backboard. And it will be CSKA Moscow ball with 8 on the shot clock. 16.4 on the game clock. We're late in the second quarter. San Antonio leads by 3. Sonny Weems will get it in from the baseline. Off to Teodosic. Ball knocked away by Ginobili. And there's a whistle, and they're going to call Manu with a travel, I believe, after he got that ball. I thought that he had clear sailing, but he stepped out of bounds. Stations, we owe you an ID. We'll get to it before we pitch the halftime break. Greg Popovich wants to check the clock, but they're going to give the ball back to CSKA Moscow for the last shot here. Mitsov goes cross-court to the right wing. Weems, a step-back 3 by Sonny Weems is good with 5.7 seconds remaining in the quarter. That ties the game at 49. Here's Parker running right into the defender, and they're going to call it out of bounds. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the San Antonio Spurs radio network.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
Kawhi Leonard gets it into Tony Parker, driving all the way inside to Baines. Slam dunk at the buzzer. Aaron Baines from Tony Parker. And the Spurs will take a 2-point lead in the locker room. Baines now has 4. Good drive by Parker. Good finish by the Aussie Aaron Baines. We are at the half at the AT&T Center, preseason game number 1.
From the Spurs Net Center, I'm Chris Duell. Halftime score at the AT&T Center in the preseason opener. Spurs leading CSKA Moscow 51-49. Let's get you back out to the AT&T Center for Bill Schoning's call of the second half. Bill, in that first half, Manu Ginobili, perfect from the field in double figures. Nice start for Manu.
11 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist for Ginobili in 14 and a half minutes. Now, of course, this is the preseason, Chris, so we're not sure how much we'll see some of the regular rotation players in the second half. Of course, Greg Popovich may opt to see a little bit more of some of the guys who are trying to make roster spots and trying to impress the coaches with their ability to come in and play. So we'll see exactly how Coach Pop wants to play it. I know one thing, he doesn't want to lose to CSKA Moscow, and it's a tight game right now. 51-49, Spurs lead by 2. Looking at the numbers in the first half, Moscow shot 57%, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, 6 of 6 from the line. They have the rebounding edge, 20-14. Spurs shot 49%. 4 of 8 from three-point range, and 9 of 9 from the line. You mentioned Manu Ginobili, 11 points to lead the way for the Spurs off the bench. 8 points each for Tim Duncan and Boris Diaw. Diaw, by the way, 4 for 5 from the field. He also had a couple of rebounds. 4 points each for Thiago Splitter and Tony Parker. Kawhi Leonard with 5. 3 for Marco Bellinelli. On his only shot, it was a three-pointer. And also, let's see, Matt Bonner, 2, Corey Joseph had 2, and Aaron Baines with a slam dunk at the end of the second quarter finished the first half with 4. Jeff Ayers is going to start the third quarter for the Spurs. Now, he's the player formerly known as Jeff Pendergraft, who played with the Portland Trail Blazers and with the Indiana Pacers. And we'll be seeing more of him, I'm sure, here in the second half. Jeff Ayers, 6'9", 250, fourth year from Arizona State. He averaged 4 points and 3 boards in 10 minutes a game last year for the Indiana Pacers. And Ayers will start the third quarter with Duncan, Leonard, Parker, and Bellinelli. Taking it left side, Tony Parker. Down low, It is Kawhi Leonard, works his way inside, off the glass, shot no good, fights for the rebound, can't control, and Pargo comes up with it for CSKA Moscow. Pargo taking it right side, first possession of the second half for Moscow. With the basketball out front, Sonny Weems against Marco Bellinelli. On the weave, dribble handoff, Friedzon. Back out front, Kriapa. Kriapa thought about a 22-footer. His pass intercepted by Ayers, who gets it ahead to Parker. Parker in the front court, taking it right side, pulls up from 15. In and out, rebound, grabbed by Friedzon. Pargo right side. Just underway, third quarter, 2-point lead, San Antonio. Pargo drops it off out front for Victor Kriapa, who's guarded by Jeff Ayers. High post, Sasha Khan. 20 feet from the basket, hands it off now to Weems. Weems drives on Bellinelli, step back, contested jumper is good. Good play there by Weems, who hit a step back 16-footer over Marco Bellinelli. 9 points for Sonny Weems. Here's Leonard on a strong drive to the basket, drew the foul, shot no good. But I believe he's got 2 free throws coming up. Victor Kriapa picks up the personal foul, and Kawhi Leonard will go to the line. That foul on Kriapa is his second. And that is team foul number 1 against CSKA Moscow. Just underway here in the third quarter. We are tied at 51 with 10:52 to go in the third quarter. Kawhi Leonard will go to the free throw line. Leonard will shoot 2. First of 2 free throws for Leonard is on the way and good. And now Kawhi will have one more. Leonard coming off that strong sophomore season. Now ready for his third year. He averaged 12 points and 6 boards last year. Hit 49% of his shots in the field, 83% from the line. Free throws are good here for Kawhi Leonard. Spurs by 2, 53-51. 10:48 to go, third quarter. Leonard's got 7. Left wing Friedzon. Guard there by Bellinelli. Now down to Sasha Khan, posting up on Duncan, dribbles out to the elbow of the lane, hands it off to Pargo. Out front, Kriapa, back to Pargo, left wing against Parker. Step back jumper from mid-range is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out front, grabbed by CSKA Moscow's Sasha Khan, and a fresh 24 in the shot clock for CSKA Moscow. Sonny Weems sets the offense up against Leonard. Taking it right side behind a screen for 3. Sonny Weems a little too strong. Rebound tipped high in the air and finally grabbed by CSKA Moscow. With the basketball now is Pargo. Left wing Weems driving to the baseline all the way in. Layup good. Sonny Weems showing why he was in the NBA for a while. He's got 11. And we are tied at 53. Inside Ayers. Nice feed from Parker. And Ayers lays it up and in as Ayers ran the floor and Tony found him inside. 55-53. 9:50 to go, third quarter. On the right side with the basketball, Sonny Weems, guarded by Kawhi Leonard. Top of the key, Sasha Khan. Holding against Duncan. Sets a screen now for Pargo. Works around that screen down the left lane line, driving. And now kicks it back out front, Kriapa. Right side, Weems to the baseline. Trapped. Gets it out to Kriapa. And there's the shot clock violation. Jumper by Friedzon was off the mark, but it was too late anyway. It's the 13th turnover against CSKA Moscow. 55-53 is the score. Spurs by 2. 9:27 to go, third quarter. Parker baseline left. Now dribbles out to the elbow. Picks up his dribble. He's got a wide open 15-footer and he nails it. Tony Parker with the basket. And the Spurs now lead 57-53. 4-point lead Spurs, 6 points for Parker. Pargo slowly in the front court with 9:10 to go, third quarter. Pargo guarded by Parker. Keeps the right-hand dribble out front. Sideline right, Sonny Weems. Top of the key, Sasha Khan. Khan against Duncan, one dribble. Hands it off now to Pargo. Cutting right against Parker. Lobs it inside. Pass was deflected, and it's a loose ball picked up by Parker. Parker in the front court. Works the dribble. Finds Duncan inside. Tim underneath against Kriapa. Working a few dribbles. Spins, fires. Shot is good for Tim Duncan. 12 points for Duncan, and it's 59-53. CSKA Moscow's now turned the ball over 14 times in this game, and Spurs score points off that one. Pargo dribble handoff Weems. Out front, has a wide open 3 behind a screen by Sasha Khan, and he nails it. Sonny Weems having a nice night. He's got 14 points. 59-56, Spurs by 3. Parker take it to left corner. Inside pass to Duncan. A holding foul called on Kriapa, who had a hold of Tim's arm down in a low block. Foul by Victor Kriapa. His third personal foul. And for CSKA Moscow, that is the second team foul. With 8:18 to go in the third quarter, Spurs lead by 3, 59-56. Kawhi Leonard, free throw line extended left, will get it in. Out there with Duncan, Ayers, Bellinelli, and Parker. Tony out front, top of the key. Hands it off to Bellinelli. 22-footer straight away. Too strong. Rebound grabbed by Sonny Weems for CSKA Moscow. Weems taking it left side against Kawhi Leonard. Down to the deep left corner. In and out of the hands of Kriapa. Got it back against Ayers. Now he's going to try to back him down. Kriapa posting up on Ayers. Ball knocked away and stolen by Leonard, who saves to Duncan. Into the front court, Parker. Right side, Leonard in transition. Picks up the dribble, looks for an open teammate. Back out front, Parker will reset with 15 on the shot clock. 7:50 remaining in the third quarter. Parker against Kriapa. Driving in left the lane, spinning in the lane. Parker gets it out to Duncan, 6 to shoot. Hands it off to Bellinelli. Bellinelli fadeaway jumper from 17, in and out. And the rebound grabbed by Sasha Khan. 7.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Spurs by 3, 59-56. Sonny Weems, dribble handoff, left of the key, pulls up for 3. That's off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Jeff Ayers. Outlet to Parker, middle of the floor. Bounce pass to Bellinelli is knocked away by Kriapa, but it's saved by Duncan from going out of bounds. His shot no good. No foul call. Duncan thought he was bumped, and the rebound grabbed by Sasha Khan. Taking it right side, Pargo. Pargo with a dribble on the right sideline against Parker. Pargo directing traffic against Parker with 12 to shoot. Kriapa in the paint. Turnaround jumper by Khan is blocked by Duncan. And here comes Leonard the other way. Kawhi Leonard taking it left side. Now to the right wing. Stops, gets it off to Ayers, baseline right. Ayers feeds Parker right wing with 12 to shoot. Tony Parker against Sonny Weems. Pull up mid-range jumper off the mark. Rebound grabbed by Sasha Khan. Spurs not shooting the ball very well here in the third quarter. 6:38 to go in the third. Spurs lead by 3. 59-56. Spurs are 3 of 9 from the field here in the third. Kriapa up fake from 20 feet, leans in, no shot. Duncan closes out. Now on a drive all the way in, two-hand slam by Sonny Weems, and a timeout for Greg Popovich, as that basket by Weems gives him 16 for the game and cuts the Spurs lead to 1. 9 points in the quarter for Sonny Weems. Spurs 59, CSKA Moscow 58. 6:25 to go, third quarter. CSKA Moscow's outscored the Spurs here 9-8 in the third quarter, and they still trail by 1. It's 59-58 San Antonio with 6:25 to go in the third quarter. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the San Antonio Spurs Radio Network.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
And let's check in right now with our man at Spurs Radio Net Center, Chris Dool.
Deciding Game 5 National League Divisional Series at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bill. The Cardinals added another run. John Jay singles up the middle, scoring Matt Holliday. We move to the top of the 7th now. St. Louis 3, Pittsburgh nothing. Bill?
Thanks very much for the update. On the floor right now, Kristich, Kong. Also on the floor right now, Mitsov, Pargo, and Weems for CSKA Moscow. Tony Parker's got it for the Spurs run. A nice screen by Ayers. Bounce pass down low, Splitter. Splitter posting up, leans in, finds a cutter. It's Green who dribbles to the baseline. Pull-up jumper is good for Danny Green. That's only the second shot he has taken all evening long. It's his first points, and it's 61-58. Spurs by 3, halfway through the third quarter. Pargo into the front court. Off to Kristich. Left of the key now between the circles, Weems. Off to the sideline left, Pargo against Parker. Down to the baseline, it's Mitsov trying to post up on Green. Back out to Kristich, two-man game. Instead goes out to Pargo. He'll try a contested 3, and it's good over Thiago Splitter. Jeremy Pargo's got 9, and we are tied at 61. Parker quickly back for the Spurs. Out front to Green, left wing Ginobili. Down low to Splitter, working against Sasha Khan. Thiago faces up, jab step, takes him inside, leans in, puts up a shot, and it's off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, Ayers. Follow good for Jeff Ayers. 63-61, 4 points for Ayers. And Patty Mills getting ready to come in the ballgame for San Antonio. Top of the key, Kristich. Hands to Mitsov. And now a whistle, and a foul is called against the Spurs. Jeff Ayers, a holding foul away from the ball. As Ayers picks up his first, it's the first team foul. Tony Parker may be through for the evening with 5:10 to go in the third quarter as Patty Mills from Canberra, Australia and St. Mary's University in California checks in. 6-footer, 185 in his 5th year. 5 points, 1 assist, 11 minutes per game, 58 games last year for the Spurs. Kristich gets it in to Hines, who just checked in. Now Mitsov out front to Pargo. Pargo right of the key. Top of the key, Kristich. Need not Kristich. Down to Hines. Double team knocked away, but it's picked up in the corner. Long 2 by Mitsov is off the front of the rim. And Jeff Ayers with the rebound. Shovels it ahead to Ginobili. Manu on the left side against Teodosic. Behind the screen, try to get it off the splitter and threw it away. Turnover against Manu Ginobili, and he immediately tells Thiago, that's my bad. That is the 6th turnover against San Antonio. Spurs by 2, 63-61. 4:47 to go in the third quarter. Jeremy Pargo against Patty Mills, who's just checked in. Pargo goes high post to Kristic, dribble handoff now to Teodosic, chased by Ginobili on the right wing. Left to the key, Mitsov. Mitsov dribbles down the left lane line, off to the baseline, steps back in the left corner with 5 to shoot, now drives baseline, Ayers cut him off. Pass comes to the right wing, Pargo will try a contested long 2, it's no good. Rebound grabbed by Jeff Ayers. Outlet comes to Ginobili at midcourt. Manu in the front court, taking it right side against Mitsov. He'll drive him, drops it off for Splitter inside, and he hands to the corner. It's Danny Green for 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound, Splitter. He is fouled on the way back up. The foul will be on Hines, and Splitter will shoot 2 with 4:11 to go in the third quarter. That foul on Kyle Hines is his second. It's the third team foul against CSKA Moscow. With 4:11 to go in the third quarter, Thiago Splitter will go to the free throw line. Splitter improved during the course of the season last year in terms of his free throw shooting. He shot 73% from the free throw line a year ago. He averaged 10 points and 6.5 boards. He was 7th in the league in field goal percentage last year as he hit nearly 57% of his shots from the field. His first free throw is off the mark. Ayers is out of the ball game. And one more free throw here for Splitter. Boris Diaw has checked back in. Diaw played very well in the first half for the Spurs, going 4 for 5 from the field. Second free throw for Splitter is also off the mark, and the score remains 63-61. And CSKA Moscow now has the ball. Hines with the rebound, hands to Pargo. Approaching 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Dribble handoff, Kristic to Mitsov out front. Now to Teodosic, who penetrates. Down to the baseline left, pull-up jumper, no good. By Hines, rebound Diaw. Outlet comes to Mills. Quickly into the front court, Patty Mills. Right-hand dribble left side. At the top, it is Diaw. Top of the key against Kristic. Sideline right, Ginobili. He finds Green cutting. Off to the left side now, it is Diaw. Hands it back to Green, deep left corner. Double team, finds Diaw inside the Splitter. And a two-hand slam for Thiago Splitter from Boris Diaw. 65-61. Spurs by 4. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. High post Kristic. Guarded there by Splitter. Hands to Mitsov, who takes it left side now against Green. Pass deflected by Green, but picked up by Kristic. Hands it back to Teodosic. His shot rejected from behind by Ginobili. Here comes Manu the other way. Fast break off to the right corner. Green, right wing, Ginobili for 3. And that's some Manu Tres from Danny Green. And a timeout for Ettore Messina, the head coach of CSKA Moscow. 3:04 remaining in the third quarter. Your score: Spurs 68, CSKA Moscow 6. Welcome back to the AT&T Center. 3:04 to go, third quarter. Spurs 68, CSKA Moscow 61. Manu Ginobili, the man of the match so far for San Antonio. He is one of 2 Spurs in double figures. He's got 14, 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 beyond the arc, 3 of 3 from the line. He hasn't missed. He also has 2 rebounds and an assist and 3 steals to go along with those 14 points. The only other player in double figures for the Spurs is Tim Duncan, 10 points, 2 boards, and 2 assists. Duncan has played 18 minutes so far. Ginobili also at 18 minutes. Manu will stay in the ballgame. And again, the Spurs lead 68-61 with 3:04 to go here in the third. Let's get a quick update from Chris Duell.
Boston tonight, New York Knicks 103, Boston Celtics 102. Iman Shumpert leads the Knicks tonight with 18, Bill.
You just love saying Iman Shumpert's name, don't you?
I love that guy's name.
Aaron Jackson's got the ball for CSKA Moscow against Patty Mills. Mills out on Jackson between the circles. Teodosic around a screen by Sasha Khan. Cross-court pass to the left wing. Open look for 3 by Jackson, too strong. Rebound, Ginobili wants to run. Manu into the front court, taking it right side. Finds Baines, but Baines wasn't ready for it, and it goes out of bounds. If you're running the floor with Manu Ginobili, you've got to be ready for the pass. And Ginobili and Baines having a little chat about it as they go back on defense. 7 turnovers against the Spurs. 7-point lead, San Antonio. Friedson's got it out front. Between the circles, Sasha Khan. Left wing, Kristic, guarded by Diaw. Between the circles, Milos Teodosic. He gets it off to Kristic, 21-footer. In and out, no good. Ginobili with another rebound. Manu gets it ahead to Patty Mills. Mills in the right wing gets a screen from Diaw, and he gets bumped, no call. Now out to the top of the key. It is Ginobili backing up to the jump circle. Against Teodosic with 10 to shoot. Screen by Diaw. Manu gets it back to Boris, but it's behind him, so it's all the way out to midcourt and out of bounds. A turnover against the Spurs. 2:02 to go, third quarter. 8 turnovers in the game against the Spurs, who lead 68-61. And Teodosic will get it in as he gets it into Jackson. Back to Teodosic, sideline left against Ginobili. And now there's a whistle away from the ball. Let's see what we got here. The rookie official, Ben Taylor, is going to make the call. It's against Boris Diaw. A hold off the ball. First personal foul on Diaw. And that's team foul number 2 against the Spurs. In fact, it's the first in the last 2 minutes with 1:58 to go here in the third quarter. Kristich will get it in. Sasha Khan guarded out front by Aaron Baines. Hands to Taylor out front. Taylor starts to drive on Mills. Bounce pass right corner. Friedzon turns the corner on Diaw. All the way in. Gets a pass out front. Touch pass out to Jackson. And that one is in and out. No good. Rebound fought for inside. Controlled by CSKA Moscow. And they've controlled the boards in this game. Friedzon's got it left wing. Down low to Kristich. Kristich is double team. Past the paint. Knocked away. Loose ball. Sasha Khan picks it up. There's a scramble. Ginobili rips it away from him. Gets it ahead to Green. 2-on-2. Green ahead to Patty Mills. Driving inside. Lay it up and good. Patty Mills from Danny Green off the steal by Manu Ginobili, and it's 70-61. Spurs by 9. 1:20 to go third quarter. Aaron Jackson's got it out front against Patty Mills. Left of the key, Kristich. Hands to Friedzon. Vitaly Friedzon with a long 3. Short. Rebound Ginobili again. Long lead pass comes to Patty Mills, who's all alone. And he lays it up and good, and a foul from behind on Vitaly Friedzon. 72-61. And Manu Ginobili, a very spirited game for him here this evening. Mills will go to the free throw line for his bonus. Sam Young checks in. Ginobili is probably through for the evening. How about these numbers for Manu Ginobili? 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 beyond the arc, 14 points and 4 steals for Manu Ginobili. Also had 5 rebounds in the ball game. Patty Mills will go to the free throw line with 1:04 to go third quarter. Sam Young checks in for the first time for the Spurs with a small forward spot. Sam Young out of Pittsburgh, former teammate of former Spur DeJuan Blair at Pittsburgh. Bonus is good for Patty Mills. Sam Young now in the ball game, 6'6", 225 in his 5th year from Pitt, averaged 3 points and 2 boards last year for the Pacers. Aaron Jackson, front court left. Teodosic. He gets it down low to Kristich. Kristich posting up on Diaw. Draws a double team from Green. 2-man game with Teodosic. Back to Kristich. Now to the left wing. Teodosic fires a 3 off the mark. Rebound Patty Mills. Mills wants to run. Quickly in the front court. Right wing. Transition 3. Danny Green. And Green got it. From Patty Mills, it is 76-61. Largest lead for San Antonio. The Spurs on a 13-0 run. 38 seconds to go third quarter. Aaron Jackson out front against Patty Mills. Screen by Sasha Khan. They're going to call Patty with a foul here. Reach-in foul for Patty Mills. And the Spurs now over the limit. 2 free throws coming up for CSKA Moscow with 32.8 seconds to go in the third quarter. That foul on Patty is his first. And Pop wants to talk to Patty Mills for a second. Patty came back in great condition. He was our pregame visit prior to the game on Spurs Radio Net Center. And he is a very serious basketball player right now. I'll tell you what, he's really fighting for that spot, as there are 3 different players fighting for the backup point guard spot behind Tony Parker. Patty Mills, Nando DiColo, and Corey Joseph. Joseph was the first backup point guard off the bench for the Spurs, backing up Parker in this ball game, but Mills is out there right now. Aaron Jackson's free throws are good. He hits both of them. It stops a 13-0 San Antonio run. The score is now 76-63. 13-point lead for the Spurs. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sam Young's got it out front against Milos Teodosic. Young with a couple of dribbles. Right wing Mills. Thought about a jumper, didn't take it. Baseline right. Baines back to the corner. Mills penetrating. Pull-up jumper. Patty from 16 feet. It's good. Patty Mills with the basket. He's got 7 points in 5 minutes. 78-63. 15-point advantage San Antonio. Down to the final seconds. Spurs do not have a foul to give. Here's Aaron Jackson taking the left wing. Down to 3 seconds. He'll drive. Drops it off inside to Kristich. Offensive foul with 1.2 seconds to go. The foul is on Aaron Jackson. So the Spurs have 1.2 seconds here and a 15-point lead in the waning seconds of the third quarter. Diaw will get it in, and let's see where he decides to go with it. He'll get it to Patty Mills, who had to fire one from half court. Patty gets bumped as he throws one up, and the shot is no good, and it was too late anyway, as he took it past half court. And he only had 1.2 seconds, but a good third quarter for the Spurs, as several Spurs come alive, including Patty Mills in that third quarter. Also a good third quarter by Manu Ginobili, who kept up the solid play he had in the first half. Patty Mills has come in and played well so far in his brief appearance. He's played 5 minutes. He is 3 of 3 from the field. He's got 7 points, a rebound, and an assist. 78-63 is the score. 15-point lead for the Spurs as we get ready for the fourth quarter of play. Leading the way for CSKA Moscow is Sonny Weems. Former Denver Nuggets got 16 points. Green, Mills, Baines, Diao, and Sam Young on the floor right now for the Spurs. CSKA Moscow has the ball to start the fourth quarter. Mitsov has it out front. Off to the right wing with the basketball. It is Pargo. Now to Mitsov. Bounce pass in the paint. Little short jumper by Hines. In and out, no good. Good defensive rebound there by Aaron Baines. He gets it ahead to Patty Mills. Deep left corner, Green. Couple of dribbles against Friedzon. Back out front now, it is Baines. They work it down low to Diao, and he had a nice move inside, but he lost the ball out of bounds. He would have had one of those patented Boris Diaw reverse layups because he had the angle, and he got around Kyle Hines, but he commits the 9th turnover against the Spurs. Just underway, fourth quarter, Spurs lead by 15. Hines dribble handoff to the left wing. It is Mitsov. He finds Sasha Khan in the lane. Back out to Pargo. Pargo spinning on Mills. Gets tripped up, no call. Back out front, they work it now to Mitsov. His three-pointer. In and out, no good. Defense rebound, Boris Diaw. Diaw into the front court, taking his time with the right-hand dribble. Man, the Spurs have really pushed the ball. When they get the defensive rebound, they're looking for the quick outlet and getting the ball down the floor. Diaw right of the key. Faces up on Hines. Uses a couple of dribbles, cuts it across the key. Then he finds Young cutting inside, but Young mishandled the pass, and Young tells Boris Diaw, that's my bad. That's the 10th turnover against the Spurs. Inside 11 minutes to go in the ballgame. Patty Mills picks up Jeremy Pargo. Pargo picks up his dribble, sideline left, then hands it off to Mitsov. Vladimir Mitsov has it on the right side, now back out front. They work it to Pargo, back to Mitsov. High post pass comes to Khan. Pass deflected and stolen by Patty Mills. Mills with the steal. He brings it up for the Spurs. Oh, he had Baines streaking, but there was a good job covering him by Sasha Khan, who got back. Now Baines has a mid-post. Hands to Mills. Baseline jumper. No good off the back of the rim. And the rebound to Hines. Kyle Hines for CSKA Moscow. Pargo takes it right side. Working against Patty Mills. Picks up the dribble. Out front now they work it to Mitsov. Vladimir Mitsov on a drive against Young. Work it right side. Pargo for three, and it's good for Jeremy Pargo. 12 points for Pargo. 12-point lead for the Spurs. 78-66. Mills front court left. Top of the key, Diaw. Sideline right, Green. Guarded there by Friedzon. High post, Baines. Turnaround jumper for Aaron Baines. Way off the mark of the rebound grab by CSKA Moscow's Jeremy Pargo. Pargo quickly into the front court. Left corner, Mitsov trying to post up on Sam Young, and bumping foul called on Young as Mitsov trying to be aggressive and take Young inside. Young picks up the personal foul. That's his first. And for the Spurs, that is team foul number one. Kriapa and Kristic coming back in for Khan and also for Mitsov. So it is Hines, Kriapa, Pargo, Friedzon, and Kristic all on the floor for CSKA Moscow. Kristic will get it in with 15 to shoot. Hines top of the key. Played at UNC Greensboro. Taking it left side. Pargo, strong drive to the basket with the left hand, but he missed the runner. Rebound, Hines outfought Baines. Pass off to Kristic. Now they're working back out front. Wide open three for Friedzon. Right of the key is good. And a timeout for Greg Popovich as CSKA Moscow is within single digits once again. It's 78-69 Spurs. 9:20 to go in the fourth quarter from the AT&T Center. Preseason game number one. CSKA Moscow has started the fourth quarter with a 6-0 run, prompting a timeout from head coach Greg Popovich. Spurs lead at 78-69 over CSKA Moscow with 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in preseason game number one. We are in the fourth quarter. Bill Schoening with you courtside. Spurs back in action against the Phoenix Suns on Sunday afternoon. That'll be a 1:30 tip, and we'll be on the air at 1 o'clock. That game also will be on KCOR, Spanish radio, with Paul Castro. Whataburger what's next? Monday against Denver. That's after the Phoenix game on Sunday. Spurs will fly up to Denver for a Monday night game at 8 o'clock here on WOAI, and also Thursday night at Atlanta. That game also on WOAI. On the right wing with the basketball is Sam Young. Young holding there right of the key. Now dribbles out to the top. Left wing, Mills for three. In and out, no good. And the rebound grab by Nenad Kristic. 78-69 Spurs. Pargo with the basketball against Mills. Bounce pass, sideline, left. Friedzon, guarded there by Nando De Colo, who's now checked in. Guard out of St. Catherine, France. Down low, it's Kriapa. Back out front to Pargo, backing down on Mills. Fadeaway turnaround jumper is good for Jeremy Pargo. 78-71, an 8-0 run here to start the fourth quarter for CSKA Moscow. Boris Diaw, top of the key. Left side from Mills. Popping out to get it, Nando DiColo. High post, Aaron Baines. Baines holding there against Kristic. Fakes a handoff to Young and now hands to Mills, sets a screen for him. Patty Mills with 5 to shoot, tries to turn the corner, cut off by Kristic. He'll try it again, now to the right wing, DiColo for 3. That shot is off the mark. Rebound Baines, but it never hit the rim. And the shot clock violation gives the ball back to CSKA Moscow as Jeff Ayers will check in the ball game for Boris Diaw. So Ayers out there right now with Young, DiColo, Mills, and Baines. An 8-0 run here for CSKA Moscow. They're right back in it, 78-71. 8:13 remaining in the game. Jeremy Pargo slowly dribbles to the left wing against Patty Mills. Now he starts to make a move, driving inside of the way, lost it out of bounds, and I believe it's off of Mills. It is, with 9 to shoot. Thought for a moment maybe Mills knocked it off the knee of Pargo. 9 to shoot for CSKA Moscow. Freed zone will get it in. From the baseline against DiColo. Right corner Pargo, guarded by Mills. Out high to Kristic, left side Kriapa, whips a pass inside, reverse layup is good and a foul. Hines with the basket, the foul's on Jeff Ayers. And now it's a 10-0 run, cutting the 15-point lead down to 5 and a chance for one more here. 78-73 is the score with 7:58 remaining. That Ayers foul is his second. And Hines at the line, free throw is on the way and good. 78-74, Spurs by 4, an 11-0 run by CSKA Moscow. Sideline right, Sam Young, guarded by Victor Kriapa. Holding there, looking for a little help, gets a right wing from DiColo. DiColo around a Baines screen, tried to find Baines, but they cut him off inside, so the pass comes out to Mills, 7 to shoot. Patty Mills, off to Jeff Ayers, right corner DiColo. That shot is snuffed by Friedzon and picked up by Pargo. Pargo brings it up against Nando DiColo. Left-hand dribble across the line. Kristic will set a screen. Taking it left side, Pargo. Now he gets it off to Kristic at the high post. One dribble, hands it off to Pargo, 9 to shoot. Pargo fires a 3 over to DiColo. That one's way off the mark. Rebound Ayers. Ayers gets it ahead to Mills. Long lead pass to Baines, and Baines' layup is blocked by Kristic. Good hustle by Kristic, and CSKA Moscow comes up with the basketball. Pargo's got it. That was a good look to Baines from Mills, but Baines thought he had a layup, and it got blocked by Kristic. Sideline left, Freed zone. Down to the baseline, Young picks up Kriapa. Kriapa, contested jumper over Young is good for Victor Kriapa, and it's a 13-0 run. It's a 2-point lead for the Spurs. They led by 15. It's now 78-76. Ayers out front against Hines. He'll drive him into the paint and drops it off back out front. Now left wing for Mills. Mills with 10 to shoot, backs up his dribble. 6:38 remaining in the game. Spurs trying to end a 13-0 run. Pass in the paint to Ayers and a shoving foul called against Pargo as he got Ayers in the small of the back. And the Spurs will have 14 seconds as they reset the shot clock. That foul on Pargo is his 4th. 6:32 to go in the ball game. 78-76. Spurs over CSKA Moscow. DiColo will get it in. Looking for Mills out front. Mills against Pargo. Right of the key, Sam Young working a few dribbles. Looking for Baines. Instead, he's going to drive it inside himself. Underneath, puts up a shot. It's blocked. And here comes CSKA Moscow the other way. But Nando DiColo got it right back. And they're going to reset the shot clock, or they should. But I thought for sure CSKA Moscow had possession of the ball. They did not reset the shot clock, so the ball will go back to CSKA Moscow. I thought CSKA Moscow had possession, which would have prompted a resetting of the shot clock. They did not do it, so the ball goes back to Moscow. And now that's the 12th turnover against San Antonio. 78-76. 2-point lead Spurs. They once led by 15. A 13-0 run here by the team from Moscow. On the left wing with the basketball, Pargo, guarded by Mills. Down low, Kriapa, posting up on Sam Young. Trying to back him down with the right-hand dribble. Spins baseline, leans in. Contested shot is good. And we are tied at 78. A 15-0 run for CSKA Moscow. Spurs have not hit a shot here in the fourth. They're 0 for 7 in the fourth quarter. Here's Sam Young, top of the key. Working a few dribbles. Starts to drive it inside all the way in. His shot is blocked by Kristic. Kriapa into the front court. Kriapa driving into the paint. Gets a pass up inside to Kristic, and he lays it in. And a 17-0 run for CSKA Moscow. They lead by 2, 80-78. Spurs still looking for their first field goal of the fourth quarter. Mills hands it off high post to Baines. Back to Patty for 3, too strong. And the rebound grabbed by Friedzone with 5:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. 80-78 CSKA Moscow. Remember, they beat Minnesota in their first game on this two-game American tour. Now DeColo is called for a bumping foul out front as he got in the way of Friedzone. Vitaly Friedzone with the ball. Now a timeout is called with 5:06 remaining in the fourth quarter, and a 17-0 run by CSKA Moscow has given the team from Russia a 2-point lead. 5:06 to go in the ball game. Your score: CSKA Moscow 80, San Antonio 78. The Spurs have missed all 9 shots they have taken here in the fourth quarter, and they've been outscored by CSKA Moscow 17-0 in the fourth quarter, and now CSKA Moscow leads by 2, 80-78. Second half hustle stats brought to you by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. 44-43 is the advantage for CSKA Moscow in the hustle stats. They've out-rebounded the Spurs 38-31. Nidna Kristic will get the ball inbounds against Aaron Baines. Top of the key, Hines, left wing Kriapa to Friedzone. 15-footer, too strong. Rebound knocked out front and grabbed by Nando DeColo. DeColo into the front court, Sam Young. Sam Young driving baseline, takes it all the way underneath, gets cut off there by Kristic and throws it away right into the hands of Vitaly Friedzone. Here's Pargo penetrating. Alley-oop to Kristic, who missed the layup. Rebound Young. Spurs trail by 2. They have not yet scored in the fourth quarter. We got 4:40 remaining in the game. DeColo left wing. Top of the key, Baines outside the arc on the right side. Young. DeColo goes high post to Baines, hands it back to Nando, gets knocked off his feet, and a foul on Vitaly Friedzone. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the San Antonio Spurs radio network.
News Radio 1200 WOAI, San Antonio's breaking news, traffic, and weather.
14 on the shot clock for Nando DeColo, who gets it into Patty Mills. Mills dribbles it out front against Pargo, ran a screen by Ayers, turns the corner, pulls up for a long 2, short. Rebound tipped up and is knocked out of bounds by CSKA Moscow, and it will be Spurs ball with a fresh 24 on the shot clock. The Spurs have still not hit a basket here in the fourth quarter, and they have taken, what's the number now, Walter? 10 shots? 0 of 10 in the fourth quarter for the Spurs. Mills to the baseline. DeColo jumper too strong. Rebound grabbed by Kriapa. Victor Kriapa gets it ahead to Pargo. Pargo against Patty Mills. Left-hand dribble out front, out between the circles. Mills stays with Pargo. Off to Kristic, left wing. He hands to Kriapa. Dribbles to the top of the key. Gets the pass off, knocked away, and stolen by DeColo. He'll drive it inside on Kriapa, lay it up, and good. Nando DeColo scores the first 2 points for the Spurs in the fourth quarter, and we are now tied at 80. That ends a 17-0 CSKA Moscow run to start the fourth quarter. Pargo on the right side. Dribbles inside the arc, back out front to Kristic. Top of the key, Hines. Hines holding there, looking for a little help, gets it from Pargo with 5 to shoot. Around a screen by Hines. Pargo driving inside, finds Kriapa at the shot clock buzzer. Three-pointer wide left, but an offensive rebound for Hines. He's double-teamed down low, gets it off to the left wing. They'll reset now with Pargo out to the jump circle with 15 on the shot clock. 3:23 to go in the ballgame. We are tied at 80. High post, Kyle Hines back to the basket. Flips the pass out front to Friedzone. Off to the left side, working free for a shot is Pargo in the lane. A little jumper around the rim, no good. Rebound Aaron Baines for San Antonio. Here's Nando DeColo with 3:10 remaining in the game. Across the line to Mills. Mills stopped by Friedzone. Top of the key, Baines. Sideline right, Nando DeColo looking for Ayers, high post. Ayers finds a cutter, Young all the way in, laid up, no good, tip in good for Aaron Baines. And the Spurs now lead by 2, 82-80. Baines has 6. 2:50 remaining in the game. Jeremy Pargo guarded by Patty Mills. Right side for Kristic. Out between the rings for Friedzone. Sideline left, Pargo. Guarded by Mills. Down to the baseline, Kriapa. Against Young, trying to post him up. Backing him down with a right-hand dribble. Back out front, Pargo's open for 3, and that shot is good for Jeremy Pargo. And CSKA Moscow has a 1-point lead. 83-82. 17 for Pargo. 2:20 remaining in the game. Sideline right, Sam Young. Down to Ayers, trying to post up on Hines. Draws a double team, finds Young alone for a layup, and he missed it. He missed a wide open layup, did Sam Young, and CSKA Moscow's got the rebound. Pargo in the front court, off to Kriapa, deep left corner, Friedzone, driving on DeColo. Back out front, Pargo will reset with 12 to shoot. 2 minutes straight up remaining in this ball game. CSKA Moscow leads by 1, 83-82. On the drive all the way into the paint. It is Pargo, right corner, contested three by Friedzone is no good. Rebound grabbed by Baines, and then it's knocked away from him and picked up by Ayers. Ayers gets it ahead to DeColo. DeColo 3-on-2, deep right corner, Patty Mills for three. That's off the back of the rim, no good. And Pargo with a rebound, 1:38 remaining in the game. 1 point lead, CSKA Moscow, they've got the basketball. And coach Ettore Messina tells Pargo to slow it down a little bit. High post Kristic. Off to Friedzone, takes it right side to Kriapa. Short jumper's off the mark. Offensive rebound, Friedzone, and he lays it up and in. A 3-point lead now for CSKA Moscow. 85-82. 1:18 remaining in the game. Out front, Ayers. Holding, left side now to Young. He'll try a three. And that one's off the mark. And the rebound grabbed by CSKA Moscow with 1:08 remaining in the game. Moscow's got a 3-point lead and the basketball. Pargo works a few dribbles out to the jump circle. Standing dribble against Mills. Right side for Kristic. Bounce pass between the circles, Kriapa. Now to the left side with the basketball, it's Pargo. Pargo to the top of the key. Kristic, 20-footer, no good. Rebound grabbed by Young. And here come the Spurs with 45 seconds remaining in the game. Patty Mills taking it right side. Spurs trail by 3. Here's Baines posting up on Kristic. Left-hand hook shot in the lane is short, but a foul on Kristic. 2 free throws coming up for Aaron Baines with 36.7 seconds remaining in the game. And a timeout taken here by CSKA Moscow. 36.7 seconds to go. 2 free throws coming up for the Spurs, who trail by 36.7 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. CSKA Moscow leads by 3, 85-82 over the Spurs, who led by 15 going into the fourth quarter. But the Spurs missed their first 11 shots in the fourth quarter, and it was a 17-0 run by CSKA Moscow to take the lead. They still lead now by 3, 85-82. A couple of free throws coming up for the Spurs. Let's get an update right now from our man at Spurs Radio Net Center, Chris Duell.
Bottom of the 8th inning in St. Louis. The Cardinals extending their lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Matt Adams, a monster 2-run home run blast in the bottom of the 8th. Right now it's St. Louis 5, Pittsburgh 1. Bill?
Thanks very much for the update. Aaron Baines will shoot 2 free throws here for the Spurs in an effort to cut the lead to 1. He's on the floor with Jeff Ayers, Sam Young, Nando DeColo, and Patty Mills. Free throw for Baines is good, and one more coming up for Baines, who now has 7 points. Baines last year was a 58% free throw shooter in limited duty for the Spurs. He hits both free throws. It's a 1-point game. 85-84, CSKA Moscow. 30 seconds remaining in the game. Popping out to get the ball is Mitsov. Off to the left wing, Pargo. Kriapa at the top. Deep right corner, faking a 3, taking a 2 is Friedzone, in and out, no good. They fight for the rebound. Ayers has it with 20 seconds to go, and Pop says, let's go, no timeout here. DeColo into the front court. Spurs trail by 1. DeColo pull up, 15-footer short. Rebound grabbed by Friedzone. Now Kriapa's got it, and Kriapa is fouled by Nando DeColo with 8.6 seconds remaining in the game. And that was a foul to give for the Spurs. So now the Spurs will have to foul again with 8.6 seconds to go, as the CSKA Moscow team will get the ball in bounds in the backcourt. Victor Kriapa will get it in. So Kriapa in the backcourt. They try to get it into Pargo, but a hold is called against DeColo. Nando DeColo was holding Pargo. So free throws coming up now. I think the ball was in bounds. So the ball will go to the free throw line, and Pargo will shoot 2 free throws in an effort to make it a 3-point game. Right now it's 85-84, CSKA Moscow, with 8.6 seconds remaining in the game. And Pargo goes to the line for 2. Pargo's had a good night. 7 for 13 from the field. He's got 17 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. First of 2 free throws for Pargo is good. Pop's got the chalkboard out, the erase board, and looks like he'll be calling a play here for the final play. They may need 3. Let's see. Pargo's second free throw is no good. Rebound Young, and he says just go ahead. Young gets it ahead to Patty Mills. Right wing 3. In and out, no good. Rebound is tipped up, no good. They'll try it again. Around the rim and good. With 0.5 seconds remaining in the game. We are tied at 86 and a timeout for CSKA Moscow. Aaron Baines, relentless on the boards, ties the game at 86 with 0.5 of a second remaining in the contest. 10 points for Aaron Baines and 5 rebounds. Patty Mills missed that right wing three. And it went in and out. Baines missed the first tip, stayed with it, and the second one went in. Actually, I think that second tip in went in off one of the players for CSKA Moscow. Wasn't sure who it was. It might have been Mitsov, but Baines will get credit for it and give Aaron Baines credit for sticking with it and getting that put-back tip in with 0.5 of a second left in the game. Officials Ed Malloy and Tony Brown are talking things over. They want to make sure that the clock is right. It is at 0.5 of a second left. Spurs once led by 15. They led by 15 going into the fourth quarter, but a 17-0 run by CSKA Moscow gave CSKA Moscow a lead of 2. And then they've led since that point, but now the Spurs get this tip-in basket. It would have been a different story had Fargo hit both free throws. It would have given them a 3-point lead. The Spurs would have needed a 3 to tie it. Patty Mills missed the 3, but Aaron Baines gets credit for the tip-in, even though it may have gone in off of one of the CSKA Moscow players. Looked like it might have been Mitsov who knocked it in inadvertently. And now Moscow will take a second timeout here, and they will have an opportunity to win the game with 0.5 of a second. There is time for a catch and shoot. That's all they got time for. Mitsov is on the floor with Kriapa, Sasha Khan, Kristic, and Friedzone. For the Spurs, it'll be Young, Diao, Mills, DeColo, and Joseph. Joseph was out on the floor, but it will be Jeff Ayers going out on the floor. We hadn't seen Joseph since the first half. So now Kriapa will try to get it in. Hash mark right in the front court. 0.5 of a second left. Time for a catch and shoot. Kriapa gets it in. Friedzone's got a straightaway look, and that shot's no good. We're going to overtime. Friedzone had a really good look from straightaway, a three-pointer that went off the rim and the backboard. We've got bonus basketball coming up from the AT&T Center. At the end of regulation, your score, Spurs 86, CSKA Moscow 86. Welcome back to the AT&T Center. 86-86 is the score as we get ready for overtime. 5 minutes of bonus basketball coming up here at the AT&T Center. It was a tip-in to Aaron Baines, which allowed the Spurs to tie the game at 86. Vitaly Friedzone had a great look from straight away at the buzzer with 0.5 of a second left. Pass came to Friedzone right out front behind his screen. He fired a three-pointer that hit the rim of the backboard. And now we go to overtime. The Spurs for the ballgame now shooting 42%. Remember, they missed their first 11 shots of the fourth quarter. From three-point range, 6 of 18. 14 of 16 from the line now for the Spurs. Moscow shooting 46%, 8 of 23 beyond the arc, and 10 of 11 from the line. In that fourth quarter, the Spurs ended up shooting 3 of 19. While the CSKA Moscow team was 9 of 21. In that fourth quarter, the Spurs only scored 8 points. They got outscored 23-8. Baines, Young, DeColo, Mills on the floor for the Spurs, along with Boris Diaw. Overtime is underway as Baines tips it back to Patty Mills. Front court right, Nando DeColo. Between the circles, Boris Diaw. A couple of dribbles out front, hands to DeColo. Guarded by Mitsov. High post, Diaw knocked away by Kriapa. Victor Kriapa goes length of the floor and he slams it down. A steal by Kriapa. And the first 2 points of overtime go to CSKA Moscow. 12 points now for Kriapa. Here's Young trying to take it inside. Got knocked away and a turnover. And now CSKA Moscow has the ball and a 2-point lead with 4.5 minutes to go in overtime. Pargo out front against Mills. Right side for Kristic. One dribble down to the baseline. Kriapa against Sam Young. Leans in against him. Tries to post him up. One dribble. Back out front now to Pargo. Top of the key, Kriapa. Left wing, Mitsov. Fakes a jumper. Now takes it too late. He missed the shot anyway, but a shot clock violation against CSKA Moscow. And the turnover against CSKA Moscow is their 21st. Ayers is in for Diaw. Jeff Ayers, Patty Mills, Nando DeColo, Aaron Baines, and Sam Young on the floor right now for the Spurs. We're in overtime. 1 minute gone by in the overtime period. Spurs trail 88-86. DeColo is trapped, needs some help from Ayers, top of the key. Ayers just holding sideline right. Mills with 9 to shoot. Mills around a screen by Ayers. Back to Ayers inside. Lay it up, and it's blocked from behind by Sasha Khan. 3:45 remaining in the game. CSKA Moscow with the basketball. Jeremy Pargo against Patty Mills. Top of the key, Kristic. He hands to Mitsov, who takes it right side, chased by DeColo. Out front now, it's Kriapa driving inside. Left corner three by Pargo is off the mark. Rebound, it's tipped up by Kristic. He almost knocked it in, but he couldn't get it to drop. And Sam Young clears for the Spurs. Sam Young now in the front court. Gets some help from Patty Mills. Left side to Colo, 15 to shoot. Spurs trail by 2. We're in overtime with 3:15 remaining in the extra session. Ayers hands it off to DeColo, top of the key. Against Victor Kriapa. High post, Aaron Baines, guarded by Sasha Khan. One dribble pull-up jumper. Baines, it's good. Aaron Baines has 12. And we are tied at 88 with 3 minutes to go in overtime. Slowly into the front court with the basketball. It's Pargo. Left side, Kriapa. Down inside, they work at the Khan, but it got knocked out of bounds by Ayers as Mitsov tried to get it to Sasha Khan inside. 12 on the shot clock for CSKA Moscow. And sub coming in the ball game now, it's Friedzone. He'll come in for Mitsov. 2:52 to go. In the overtime period, tied at 88, 12 on the shot clock for CSKA Moscow. Vitaly Friedzone gets it in right side, Kriapa. Up fake against Young. High post, Kristic. Dribbles out of there, out front of the jump circle, now with the basketball, Pargo. Pargo around a screen by Kristic. Turns the corner, right lane line drive, off the glass. Shot is good for Jeremy Pargo. He's got 20. It's a 2-point lead for CSKA Moscow. 90-88. 2.5 minutes to go in overtime. Sam Young out front. Holds, gets a screen from Ayers. Sideline right, Mills. Patty Mills with the basketball outside the arc, screen by Baines. Pull up long 2. Shot is good. Patty Mills with the basket. We are tied at 90. 9 points for the Aussie, Patty Mills. 2:15 remaining in overtime. With the dribble out front, Pargo picks up the dribble at the jump circle. Sideline left, Friedzone. Now down to Kriapa trying to post up on Young. Faces up, holds. Now he's going to start to back him down with the right hand dribble. Spins baseline, fadeaway jumper is short. Offensive rebound, Sasha Khan. And he'll dribble it back out front to Pargo for a fresh 24 with 1:50 now remaining in overtime. We're tied at 90. With the basketball, Pargo. Screen by Kristic. Gets around Mills, starts to drive it inside. Picks up the dribble left side for Kriapa with 7 to shoot. Stolen by Mills. Here's Patty Mills. Length of the floor, driving inside, laying up and good. Patty Mills gives the Spurs the lead, 92-90. The steal in the basket for Mills. He's got 11. A minute and a half to go in overtime. Pargo in the front court against Mills. Left of the key, Kristic. Hands to Friedzone, guarded out front by DeColo. Sideline right, Pargo, 8 to shoot. Pargo around a screen by Khan. Takes it right side, now to the baseline. All the way out front, wide open. Three-pointer by Kriapa is short. And the rebound grab by Sam Young with 1:10 to go. Spurs have the ball and a 2-point lead, 92-90. Here's Mills on the left side. Around a screen by Ayers. Pull up 3. Off the mark, wide right. Offensive rebound, Ayers. Gets it out to the free throw line, Baines. Right side, Sam Young will try a 3, and it's off the mark. And the rebound grab by Sasha Khan, and a timeout taken here by Coach Messina of CSKA Moscow. 51.6 seconds remaining in the game, and your score, 92-90. Spurs with a 2-point lead in overtime. 51.6 seconds remaining. 51.6 seconds remaining in the overtime period. The Spurs lead CSKA Moscow 92-90. AT&T brings you the fast stats. And in this ballgame, the Spurs shooting 42% from the field, only 30% from three-point range, 6 of 20. They have hit their free throws, 14 of 16. Turnovers have been a problem for CSKA Moscow. They've turned the ball over 22 times. Spurs lead 25-17 in points off turnovers. Who's on the floor? Brought to you by San Antonio Credit Union, the official credit union of the San Antonio Spurs. DeColo, Mills, Ayers, Young, and Baines on the floor right now for the Spurs. Pargo brings it up. 18 to shoot, 48 on the game clock. Left of the key, it is Hines. Left side now for Kristic. After the jump circle, it is Pargo against Mills. Around a screen by Hines, right of the lane. Backs up his dribble, picked up on a switch by Ayers. Contests the jumper, way short. Rebound knocked around inside, and finally it's picked up by Pargo with 30 seconds to go. They trail by 2. Pargo driving it inside. Gets it off to the right wing for 3. Friedzone, it's good. And a 1-point lead now for CSKA Moscow at 93-92. Vitaly Friedzone's got 10, and a full timeout taken here by Greg Popovich. 24.1 seconds remaining in overtime. CSKA Moscow 93, San Antonio 92. Spurs radio from the AT&T Center. Vitaly Friedzone hits a three-pointer from the right wing with 24.1 seconds remaining in overtime to give CSKA Moscow a 1-point lead, 93-92. And now the Spurs will have the final possession, only 1/10 of a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Patty Mills will take the floor along with Sam Young, Aaron Baines, Jeff Ayers, and Nando DiColo. Coach Ettore Messina still has his team huddled around him. Remember, this is a CSKA Moscow team. They're only playing 2 games in this American tour. They defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves, by the way, in overtime, 108-106 on Monday night. The guy who was the big star of that ball game hasn't really played all that much here this evening. He's played, but he hasn't played that well, and that is Milos Teodosic. He had 26 points and 9 assists in that game against the Timberwolves. Now on the floor, it is Hines along with Mitsov. Kahn is also on the floor. Spurs at the ball. DiColo penetrating off to the right side. Left wing Mills for 3. Good game, mate! Patty Mills with a three-pointer with 11.2 seconds remaining in the overtime period. Spurs 95, CSKA Moscow 93. Timeout taken here by Ettore Messina. It's a 2-point lead for the Spurs as Patty Mills drains that jumper from the left wing. The last 7 points for the Spurs have been scored by Patty Mills, and now it will be up to CSKA Moscow to hit a 3 to win the game or hit a 2 and send it to double overtime. Greg Popovich has his team huddled around him, out on the floor. 1:22 timeout is remaining for CSKA Moscow, and they're going to take it. So they take back-to-back 20s. One thing about CSKA Moscow, of course, they've got American players on this team, but just about everybody associated with the team speaks very good English. And we learned that when we were visiting with a couple of their PR people. They said there's only really one player on the entire team, that is Friedzone, who doesn't speak very good English, because the coaches obviously had to speak English to communicate with the American players that play on their ball club. And Sonny Weems and Jeremy Pargo and Kyle Hines are all Americans. Sasha Khan played college ball in the United States. Victor Kriapa played in the NBA. So there are several players. Nenad Kristic, of course, played in the NBA. There are 4 players in this ball club with NBA experience. Taking the floor right now for the Spurs, Aaron Baines, Jeff Ayers, Sam Young, Nando DiColo, and Patty Mills. Patty Mills has had a nice little evening for himself. He is 6 of 13 from the field. He's got 13 points, make it 14. Victor Kriapa, Nenad Kristic, Jeremy Pargo, all on the floor along with Vitaly Friedzone. And also on the floor right now is Vladimir Mitsov. Kriapa will get it in, front court right. 2-point lead for the Spurs, 11 seconds remaining in overtime. Inbounds pass comes to Friedzone. Friedzone, dribble handoff, Pargo, 8 seconds. Pargo guarded by DiColo, uses a couple of dribbles, penetrates all the way in, gets a pass off to the left side. Kriapa shot in and out, no good. Rebound knocked out of the way by Baines. This ball game is over. Now CSKA Moscow is arguing they thought there should have been a goaltending call here. Tony Brown says no, this ball game is over. The San Antonio Spurs have won the preseason opener